Okay, welcome to Pure Truth podcast. Your host and producer, Lucas Bealey. Um, okay, so um, last night I went live after I found out that Donald Trump was shot at. I did a live stream talking about that, and I actually have it in the chat section if you want to click on that link for that. Um, and so what I was, saying in um, that live stream is that God gave me a dream years ago that I still remember to this day. And I was going to show you the documented, the saved document um, that I have. And I have it pulled up on my phone, that saved document. Excuse me as I shuffle things around. There's another link in the chat, and that is a link to my book, Beauty, a Comedy Series, Season 1. Right now, this is the only season that is out. I'm currently working on Season 2, but there will be Season 2, Season 3, um, so on and so forth. And it's kind of based around pretty much like a comedy based on, you know, like God bringing me out of my Egypt and on. So it's loosely based off of, you know, there's some events in there that has, happened to me, in this book. And there's my parts of my testimony that is kind of in this book, and so on and so forth. So mainly, yes, it's a comedy, but it's also a testimony, and it's also like, a testimony to what God has done, or what God is doing. So um check that out. You can only get it at Amazon. That's why I put the link there. So you got to get on that link and order it from Amazon. Now, let's get started here. So the dream that I was talking about, if you were live or if you've seen uh, last night's live, that dream that I was talking about, I would like to, well, first, um, I would like to, show you the screen. I don't know, hopefully you can see that screen. That is a document um, and of a dream that I put in, that I typed up in Word that I had. It's actually a dream that I had, and it was last edited 2016. So this, obviously, I'm not making this up, is what I'm saying about having a dream of these times back, back then. And so let me just read a little bit to you. Um, about what I saw in this dream. So in this dream, I have seen people getting sick, getting disease. I saw fear in the people's eyes, the ambulance doing their best to save lives, uh, firefighters trying to put out fires, policemen and officers, men and women, trying to sort things out, like crime and stuff. Um, but all of this was not, like it was not enough help. Um, it was, they needed, people to volunteer because they didn't have enough first responders. So basically, what I'm saying is the first responders in this dream, the first responders like the police, the ambulance, the firefighter. That's what I'm getting at, is that these first responders needed, people that were volunteers, um, because they could not sort all the things that were going on. Um, they needed volunteers. That's why I saw in this dream. And I also saw the people were going crazy, um, did not know what to do, right? Um, let's go back to in the dream where I saw people getting sick, getting diseases, and fear in people's eyes. What happened during COVID? We had a whole bunch of people get uh, uh, a disease, catch COVID. A lot of people had fear. There were many people, excuse me, who had fear. And you got to remember that in this dream that I'm telling you about, I dreamt years before COVID, years before COVID. And my evidence of that is this document that was last edited 2016. Last edited 2016. That's my evidence, right? So, what I'm saying is, I have documented evidence that I had a dream before COVID happened, before 2019, before 2020 happened, you know, before the riot and um, riot, looting and rioting happened, right? So, um, then going on further, um, or actually going, so where I read from was like the second paragraph. Um, and so I'm going to read you a little bit of the first paragraph, if I can find it here. So, um, there were wrecks. Again, there were police officers, ambulance, firefighters, right? Um, people dying, uh, and explosives. Um, the first paragraph is mainly talking about vehicles, that were burning, vehicles, like think of a car crash, right? Think about a accident on the um, on the interstate, but then times it by like 1,000 or something. That's part of what the first paragraph is telling you, or what I dreamt about in the very first act, in the very first paragraph. Um, there was a huge wreck, but these vehicles were just, blowing up, um, and catching on fire and things like that. Um, well, what do we know about 2020? There were people in the streets, you know, throwing things, beating vehicles, and some of those vehicles actually caught on fire. That's what we know about 2020, about the riot, the looting and rioting. That's what we know about 2020. So, um, just as I mentioned last night about the dream being about the events that would take place before America, you know, gets blown sky high, right? Takes judgment from God. Uh, those are the two events that I dreamt about. Um, so I dreamt about these. I dreamt about COVID, and I also dreamt about the looting and rioting. Those two events have already happened, and there could be more events to come like that, um, like the looting and rioting. I mean, there could be more of that. That is to come. And so um, here, when I get down to the third paragraph, um, the dream takes me to where I'm standing outside right next to this really big tree, this really big tree. And so I saw where I was outside when all of a sudden fire broke out. Um, it was a nice summer day, and then all of a sudden the fire just broke out. Grass caught on fire. There was a tree. That's where I talk about a tree. The tree right next to me, and how it uh, caught on fire. Um, and then I also talk about a little bit how I, stepped into my car and my car burst into flame. And then after, um, I remember from that dream how, at the end, I was, that same tree was still burning, and I was shouting at people to call 911 and nobody paid attention. There were a few that looked my way, but they kept on walking. There were a few that saw the tree burning, but was like, you know, and and some of them were pastors, meaning that, yeah, obviously some people that I was telling about were Christians, and even they thought in the dream I was crazy, that I, whatever. And there's been a lot of times now that I have shared, on social media, and I don't think anybody is really paying attention. Anybody from this world, right? I don't know if they are really paying attention. And so I've been saying over and over, here in America is, if you look at Revelation chapter 17, I've been saying that America is the scarlet beast, America is the prostitute, and America is the great city of Babylon. 3 creating 1. The Antichrist trying to mimic the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. And so that's something that I've been saying is, well, if you're living here in America and you're a Christian, you follow Jesus, you're somebody who worships him, you're somebody that walks in the Holy Spirit. Okay, it's time for us to maybe think about, building like an ark, just the way that Noah did. Now, not like an ark, because the ark was made for a flood. What I'm saying is, some kind of shelter. He built an ark for shelter during his time. So what I'm saying, what does our ark, what should that look like? What should that ark look like? Right? Maybe it should be like some kind of bomb shelter, because we do find out that Babylon is destroyed by fire, right? And even though in the book of Revelation, chapter 17, it says that the nations are going to strip her naked and burn her remains, even though it says that basically it's saying that the scarlet beast hates itself, you look further, it says that the nations will strip her naked and burn her remains. It's saying that, yeah, America hates itself, so America will go to war, will go to a civil war, but it will be a nation that will do it, that will do the deed that God has planned, to have the Antichrist go to its destruction. So there will be a nation that will do it. We see that in Revelation 17. So that's pretty much it. You got to understand that, yeah, you got to understand that dream took place years ago. That dream took years before COVID and 2020. And I have documented proof of that, and I shared that documented proof with you guys here in this live stream. Okay, so I know at the beginning I have been forgetting to say like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you're notified when I go live. So do that if you can, please, and thank you. I hope that you've all enjoyed this live stream, or if you're watching it later, I hope that you enjoy. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, and ring that bell notification. Hit that bell notification so you get notified when I go live. That's all I have for today. See you next time.